So, things have gone not entirely to plan. Obviously on this side, still Angelomon. Nothing's changed there until I actively change it. On this side, I was supposed to have Toyagumon, and I have not got Toyagumon. This is Hagurumon. And I'm just going to go right ahead and change the background to... this is the originals I need. There we go. So, not what I went for. So here's what happened with this guy, right? I made the mistake of not freezing him when he went to sleep, because I forgot that they evolve in their sleep. So what happened was, he had no effort, which is what I needed, and then he did not have no care mistakes. Oh no, he did not have the care mistakes he needed even. So instead of going down the bad care lazy route into Toyagumon, he instead went down the good care lazy route into Hagurumon, which is obviously who we've got here. The good news is this is recoverable. He needs to have care mistakes, so bad care, so no condition hearts, check. And he needs, I think, 3 effort, but you can have it to 4. So essentially what I'm going to need to do is a lot of this. The good news is very easy because you can simply tiny bit of shaking, and there he goes. That's it. I think it's like Cog Crusher or something. But also, that's a nice little attack sprite. It's so cool. So there's your update on Hagurumon on the pen colour, and I'll see you in the next video. No, over here we still have Bancho Memon. Bit of an update with him when camera wants to focus. Is that he in fact took a couple care mistakes the other day. I don't remember when it happened. In fact, yeah, that's the problem. I don't remember when it happened. But I suspect it was at work because I took him out of the pocket, he was awake, put him back to sleep, didn't think anything of it. Got home that evening, checked his stats, and they were just empty. Completely gone. So he's probably not going to be around much longer. Let's see, he's 31. That's not bad for a Digimon. But like maybe 1 or 2 more care mistakes and he's done. On the IC, was it Garbamon last time I showed you? I think it was Garbamon. And then I ended up devolving him back down to Aquilamon because I was like, oh no, don't want him to die instead of evolving again. And then he evolved back up into Rise Greymon, and literally like an hour ago he evolved into Seraphimon. Let's quickly push the funny button and say hi. And give this all-powerful angel a funny hat. Maybe a different hat. What else we got? I'm not giving you a poop hat. Dragon hat? How does Seraphimon look with the dragon hat? I can tell you that Rise Greymon with the dragon hat kind of looks like Alomon. I think Seraphimon looks good with this dragon hat. That's kind of funny. Dancing around. I really do like the little animations for when they've got hats on. I also like, I'll show it to you next time I have Rosemon, but if you give Rosemon the afro, she like actually dances and like does the old 80s like arm up in the air thing. I assume 80s, I wasn't around then. So, on a side tangent, like, don't know how long ago it was. It must have been like a couple days ago when I'm recording this. But my last video, Alex really kindly put it up on the DDUK self-promo channel, and that was really nice and awesome. And I didn't respond in the chat because I kind of forgot, but honestly, thank you. That was just really nice. So, side tangent over. I think this is long overdue. I've not got anything set up for this. So you're going to join me while I go get it set up. In this bag, that may or may not be slightly broken and retied back together, I have cables that may or may not be stuck. What are you stuck on? Stop being stuck. Stop it. And after the cables, I have a com. That's how we do. Plug this cursed. It's a mini USB, not to be confused with a micro USB. It's a mini USB. And we'll plug the other end into my computer. Oh, hello. So this is my first time using the NACA serial stuff, because I used to use the alpha terminal, all that stuff. For those of you who are familiar with what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. For those who aren't, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter that much. So now we can go over to Jogress. Not on this device. If I was smart, I'd be getting the correct one. With the correct device this time, we go over to Jogress. And then we go not to backup, but to connect, as if you was connecting to another device to Jogress. I'm going to hook this up now. It does have a little peg there and a hole there, so you can line up with this properly. Pop it in. Time out because it took too long to do that, so I'm going to do that again quickly. Connect. Now this says, yep, there we go. I just have to wait for it to do its thing. Take that off now because it's all done. And here we have the secret evolution of this device, Mastermon. So if we go to the album, scroll all the way to 30, scroll past 32, that's why I wanted to stop at 30 and I didn't. Sliiiight, Mastermon, the secret 30-second evolution. How are you doing, Mastermon? Conveniently, you need some training. Vaccine type. Can you shoot? Is that like an orb of light and darkness? Because if so, that's kind of cool. And it also makes sense being half Angelmon, half Lady Devimon. Which, by the way, if you weren't aware, what I did with this is I spoofed the connection. So I just pretended that this was a Nightmare Soldier's Pendulum colour and sent Lady Devimon Jogress data into this. So Angelmon Jogressed with a Lady Devimon who definitely totally exists to form Mastermon. And that's cool. If I remember right, at least on the Pen 20, it should... Yeah, when they go to sleep, they use that sprite, so that's them asleep on the cloud. So, I'm going to be rocking with Mastermon for a little while. In fact, they may end up in the fridge after this video, or after the day or so, because I've got to wait for this guy to evolve. And speaking of this guy, he needs more training. I screwed it. I do just kind of get like a bit carried away with the shaking sometimes. Like, I'll get to it like, I gotta go! And then... Speaking of shaking... Sliiiiight. Oh wow, screen dusty. Oh, it's a button bash. Get out of the man. Well, that's dealt with. Oh, what do we got? What do we got? We got a friend. We got backup. Who is our backup? Hikari. And Tailmon. Nice. Now that's been dealt with. As I was saying, yeah. Current plans are wait for this guy to evolve to his adult stage, get some battles in, going back training one more time for the funsies. Probably record, I mean, again, it always depends. I actually cut this out of the last video because it was taking too long to explain. But sometimes I'll kind of decide what I want to do for a video. So I'll be like, oh, I could record this in his adult phase and then upload that as its own video, or I could have adult perfect, combine that into one video and upload that, just so it's not like 2 3-minute videos and it's one like 7 or 8 minute video or something like that. But it just entirely depends on what happens, because sometimes something will happen and I'll want to talk about it, and sometimes I want to jogress Andrew 1 into Mastermon, not have anything prepared on my computer, don't even have the Acon plugged in to start with, and have to do all that on video and absolutely wing it, because that's what I do. I do not prepare even slightly for these videos ever. I don't have a script, I generally just don't think about what I'm going to talk about. I just go into it and hope for the best. And sometimes I do that a little bit too much and talk for 20 minutes straight about nonsense, and then it gets cut out. But that being said, end of video time. So, from Mastermon, Bancho Mamimon, Zubamon on the device, I'll make a video on that soon. From Hagurumon, and from Dragonhead Serapimon, spinning around. Thank you very, very much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.